Hi, I'm Dr. Cheryl Chase. Welcome to Chasing Your Potential. Today, I'll be introducing 5 ways that you can help students who need more support with executive functioning. Students develop executive functions at different rates. In a typical classroom, you'll have students who are advanced and doing well, whereas other students need more support, and for a longer period of time than their age mates. It's important to recognize those students and provide for them what they need. And there are ways that we can help those students. These 5 strategies include: number 1, make time concrete. Number 2, break down big projects into separate small steps. Number 3, find out what motivates them and use it. Number 4, make it concrete. And number 5, teach new information slowly and clearly. The first way is to make time concrete. Now, time is a pretty abstract concept and not easy for many students to understand. If we can translate time into a language they get, it will help us so that they can learn how to manage themselves. What I mean is, you might explain to them about an upcoming assembly. It'll be about as long as a TV show. Or maybe you can tell them, if they're wondering when their turn is, tell them to sing happy birthday 2 or 3 times. That will help them understand the passage of time and make it concrete. Another helpful way is to time them doing things. So, for example, let them know what 3 minutes playing with Legos feels like. Or have them read quietly for 10 minutes and let them know how much time has passed. Another option is to provide clocks, be they digital or analog, all over in the environment so students are able to look up at the clock regularly and see how much time has passed. The second way is to break down big projects into smaller steps. We may not think anything of telling a student to go do a worksheet, but that can be pretty overwhelming. So you may want to give them more specific instructions like, do numbers 1 through 5 and then come show me what you've done. Rather than telling a student, clean out your desk, we can make it much more specific. Throw your old papers away and then come back and check with me before we move on to the next step. So rather than giving students one large project to finish, break it down into smaller steps and give them a high five when they finish those smaller steps. The third way is to find what motivates your students and use it. Now, everyone's motivated by something a little bit different. For one student, it may be getting an A on their report card is what gets them going. But for another student, it may be time on their video game is what they enjoy. So, for both students, if they have a paper to do, student 1 might not need any extra support, but student 2 may need their work tied to a motivator that is of interest. In other words, you get more time on your video games when you get your paper done. For some students, especially students who are older, they don't understand why these concepts we're trying to teach them are important. There are some students that I've had to actually sit down and have a conversation with them about what they want to do when they grow up. And I had to show them how it is that the math they're learning today is going to help them meet those goals in the future. Not everyone is motivated the same way by good grades, but it is possible to get to know your students, understand what motivates them, and then use that to help them get through the school year. The fourth way is to make learning concrete. What I mean by that is take abstract concepts and make them manual for students. Allow them to count beans when they're learning about addition, or have them play with money if they're learning about coins. We do that with younger kids, but there are lots of ways to do that with older students as well. We can learn about the digestive system through a diagram, or we can learn about the circulatory system through dissections. We can learn about the solar system through models. Another example is to act out vocabulary words, so students can have a real-world feeling of what proud might be like. For many students, Acting it out makes it concrete for them. There are lots of ways that we can take learning and make it very concrete, so students can have a real-world experience with these abstract concepts. The fifth way is to teach new information slowly and clearly. Students need explicit explanations the first time they're learning something new. If this is a new concept for your classroom, you want to make sure you provide ample opportunity for practice while you're watching students trying the new skill. This way you can give them feedback right away. But it's very important that the information be explained to them clearly, slowly, and explicitly, and that students are able to ask questions when they need to. Now, this is difficult in an environment and in a world that's really pushing for a quicker instructional pace. But I can't stress to you enough how important it is to teach new concepts slowly and clearly. So, if you're faced with a student who's struggling with executive functioning, remember, there are things that you can do. Make time concrete. Break down big projects into separate small steps. Find out what motivates them and use it. Make it concrete. Teach new information slowly and clearly. I'm sure you'll find these ways helpful as you and your students are out there chasing your potential.